Greetings and best wishes for a happy holiday season from all of us at 2K Sports as we get set for this NBA presentation. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. The crowd here in anticipation of their home team Spurs in an interconference battle here at the AT&T Center in San Antonio. Last time they met was right here, and they came out with a win.
Deadly from behind the three-point line in that game, and it really gave them the ability, I felt, to stretch that defense out.
Oh, and even once the defense extended, the shooters were already in such a rhythm, there was no way to slow them down.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Marcus Morris is out there with Harris, and it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint.
One thing that Drummond might not get enough credit for is his play on the defensive end. He's very strong, not only at blocking shots, but keeping players from getting comfortable, keeping them out of their comfort zone. It's hard to set up in the post when you got a big man like that leaning on you.
And both free throws good for Drummond. And Chris, with Drummond, the defense also comes in the form of quick hands. He gets a lot of steals for a center.
Okay, fast hands and good anticipation are part of that. The fact that he is such an immovable object on the block is just frustrating for his assignment. What is scary, though, he's only going to get better.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Here's Jackson. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Passes to Harris. Caldwell Pope outside. They grab their own miss. Now here's Leonard. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
It's early, but he's off to a terrific start. It'll be interesting to see if he can keep his foot on the pedal.
Now here's Jackson. He used that pick to perfection.
Oh, man, you just have to love how Jackson maintains concentration all the way through. Even with intense defense all over him, he buries these interior shots.
Parker against Jackson. Gasol passes to Leonard. And some teams really struggling with injuries right now. Just how important, Chris, is depth to a team at this time of the year?
You know, depth is really important to a team, but even more so because of this reason. When you have guys hurt, what that allows is guys on the bench to get more playing time. And when they get more playing time and you get those injured players back, you know what? Those guys that were filling in, now they have experience, now they got a rhythm, and your bench may be stronger for it.
That's an excellent point. Spurs have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Green kicks to Aldridge. That one doesn't drop. Some solid defense from Harris. On the wing, Jackson, covered by Parker. Outside Jackson, back to Caldwell Pope. Jackson against Parker. Shoots it up. Jackson misses. Parker outside. 27 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Leonard. Goes right through for bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
And here's Caldwell Pope, coming off a solid outing against Cleveland. Kicks to Jackson. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
I mean, come on. Jackson is so effective from the mid-range area of the court. He sticks these shots all the time.
Tie game in San Antonio. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. And LaMarcus Aldridge, the franchise player on this team, talked about the responsibility that comes with that role.
In every aspect, you know, it's a change for us, being more vocal, doing it on the court, trying to lead in practice. I think overall everything I do has to be better because guys are trying to follow me.
Greg, does that acceptance come with putting a whole lot more pressure on yourself? And if so, what does that do to LaMarcus Aldridge's game?
And, you know, Kevin, that's what's going to be so interesting to find out. Now, some players, you know, they really relish in that situation. They rise to that occasion. And others, I don't want to say they wilt under the pressure, but they're just not comfortable in that environment. And in the NBA, you get to do it on TV and in front of thousands in person.
We got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here. What do you think they've been doing or not doing?
It's all about their defense. They have just done a terrific job of negating the timing and spacing of their opponent.
Oh, yeah, great communication. The guys are quick and rotating help and playing with a lot of energy.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. On the court for San Antonio, Mills and Manu at the guard. Anderson is out there with David Lee, and it's Simmons in at the 3 slot. San Antonio leading by 3.
Detroit has had such a rich history with the Pistons, and there have been so many great players to put on the blue and red. Just think about it. Guys from the Bad Boys era like Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. Even further back with guys like Bob Lanier.
And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. Now Smith. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Good.
Whether it's inside or outside, Harris remains steady and ready to shoot the ball. He definitely has the trust of his teammates and coach.
Now here's Lee. Ginobili kicks to Lee. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Ginobili gets a wide open look. Ginobili can't get that one to fall. Detroit with the ball. They trail by 1. Coming into this having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
Well, that was a very physical game, and I think that plays into their hands. So a lot of their points came at the foul line.
That's what happens when you push the action. Offensively, when you attack, there's a good chance you'll draw the foul.
Simmons. San Antonio again missing. The Pistons have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, after suffering a hip injury at Texas, LaMarcus Aldridge spent 2 months shooting from a chair, and his form improved dramatically. Now his go-to move is his fadeaway high-release jumper. It's an unstoppable shot, and Aldridge is so confident in it, he says, once the shot's up, I'm getting back on D. Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. He's got a great touch. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Harris kicks to Hilliard. Stolen by Ginobili. Now the dish to Anderson. Count that one.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
And a different look here for the Pistons. Andre Drummond's checked in for Aaron Baines. Morris comes in for Harris. Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for Darren Hilliard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Smith. That free throw good from Anderson. Pistons trailed by 4. Caldwell Pope with it. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Anderson. Leonard on the wing. Down low. It's deflected. Shoots it. Hits the jumper in space. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change on the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
And smart decision to review that shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
And so that brings the first half to a close. Spurs out in front. They lead by 6. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Pop, how did you keep their offense down in the second quarter?
I thought missed a couple of shots. They missed some easy shots. So they helped us a great deal. So we were pretty fortunate that quarter.
Pop, thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break a pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, they showed a lot of discipline on offense, called some high percentage plays. Even when the defense devised different looks, they always seem to have the answer. That's good coaching.
Shaq, what'd you think about the Pistons?
Well, they spent a lot of time away from the basket offensively. They need to get in the paint, Ernie. Whether it's running the offense through the low post or on dribble drives, pick and rolls, get into the paint.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, he's played just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
He's taking his time, not forcing anything, just getting his points within the flow of the offense.
A lot of great young talent, Chris, coming in the game. Who could be the face of the league in a few years, do you think?
Well, I really like Towns and Wiggins. I really like this Minnesota team. I think their team can become a fan favorite as we see the game go on. Also, Kyrie Irving. How about Kyrie Irving? Just won a championship. How about Davis, Anthony Davis? I just think we have some great young talent. Excited to see what the future holds.
So fun. Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Andre Drummond is out there with Tobias Harris. And it's Morris in at the small forward. Now Caldwell Pope. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. Jackson setting the pick here for Caldwell Pope. 5 on the clock. From 10 feet out. With 1 on the clock. And Drummond throws it down.
Persistence by Drummond, never giving up on the board.
Spurs leading by 4. To the paint. And it's good. Caught through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish. Well, going into the 2011 draft, the Spurs said it was a tough decision to trade away George Hill in exchange for the pick that became Kawhi Leonard. No remorse on that one now, though. Once again, the Spurs struck gold as Kawhi has developed into a true superstar.
Now, here's Caldwell Pope. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Jackson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And with Kawhi Leonard, who is the high school Mr. California basketball, interesting to look, Greg, at all the things he's done. Looking back and realize he was only lightly recruited coming out of high school.
Yeah, and he committed early to San Diego State and stuck with them once the bigger schools came calling. The ankles were an issue. I think that might have caused his draft stock to fall a bit in 2011. Only ended up going 15th in that draft, but in hindsight, probably the best player from that class.
One thing about Reggie Jackson is he plays with a chip on his shoulder.
Reggie definitely has an edge to his game and plays like somebody stepped on his new shoes or scratched his car. Players with that mentality, though, I love them. They are rare, but some of the grittiest players in the game. He has fit in perfectly in the D because of that edge.
That one misses.
Oh, and Jackson is not just a terrific shooter, but a fantastic defender as well, using his great speed on both ends.
Ginobili dishes to Leonard. He kicks it to Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Parker passes to Aldridge. Back to Parker. Good looking screen by Gasol. Leonard. That shot off. The Pistons go the other way with it. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Now the pass to Drummond. Caldwell Pope kicks to Jackson. There's the pick. Uncovered, and it's good for 2. Jackson's got 7 points.
Oh, I love how Jackson works off the screen, waiting for the defense to suck in, then sticking it to him with the J.
And the continuity for the Spurs, really, it's pretty amazing. I mean, that trio of Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan, the most successful trio in the history of the NBA.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult and fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless. D.A., thanks. And that one falls for Parker. And for the Spurs, their star players have all taken less, Greg, in free agency in order to stay in San Antonio.
Yes, earning bigger markets and bigger paychecks. It's a family atmosphere in the Spurs organization. It's rare to see a single player start and finish his career with one team, much less 3 teammates. And after battling a hamstring injury a couple seasons ago, Tony Parker is stepping up his physical maintenance and preparation regimen. More stretching and warming up before games, more recovery work afterwards. He's doing what it takes to stay healthy.
And it's Drummond missing.
Really surprised he clanked that one. He makes those on the regular.
Leonard, that's for 2. Offensive rebound, Spurs. A nice shot by Aldridge.
The passion, the skill, taking full advantage on the offensive boards.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Smith. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Drummond sets the screen for Morris. To the inside. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
You love the heart that Drummond plays with. He's just a physical beast who's using his gigantic size incredibly well.
And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
And the free throw line was a problem spot for him in their last game. Really struggled up there.
And the first one at the line is good. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. On the wing, Green. The third quarter comes to a close. Spurs lead by 7. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
Only difference is competitiveness. Stick with the strategy, stick with each other. Long night, keep competing, keep pounding, keep pounding. Ain't about any one person, it's about us and how we do.
Banding together the guys, Greg Popovich preaching toughness and unity.
Yeah, and Pop really zeroes in on the fight. He's one of those guys, if you don't play your hardest, you don't play.
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back Simmons is out there with Mills. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Green, and it's Lee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the San Antonio 5. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
That's the supreme strength of Drummond really coming into play there. He is one of the biggest guys in the league who just gets shots to go over some intense D.
And that one misses. San Antonio leading by 5 inside. And Green with the basket on the assist by Mills.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Here is Hilliard. Pass to Smith. To the inside. Deflects the pass. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And Caldwell Pope is a guy you cannot leave open at any time. He, just a very good shooter from any spot on the floor.
He's off on the first. A different look now for San Antonio. Pau Gasol is checked in for Lee. Aldridge comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Tony Parker is subbed in for Patty Mills. And then for Detroit, Marcus Morris is checked in for Darren Hilliard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Ish Smith. Good on the second free throw. So it's the Spurs now. 6-point game. Parker kicks to Green. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. He blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Now here's Simmons, covered by Morris. Simmons dishes to Aldridge. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Aldridge has got the lead up to 8 now for the Spurs. Pistons shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. Drummond the screen. Jackson drives in. And it's Drummond missing.
Excellent D to force that miss there. That took real courage to risk being on the poster, being he's one of the best dunkers in the game.
Pistons trail by 8. Outside Jackson. Lets it fly from 18. It's the front of the rim and out. Spurs have gone 2 or 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Parker kicks to Gasol. To the paint, here's Simmons, and Simmons slams it in.
And what about the way Gasol sees the floor? So gifted at whipping the ball all over to the open man.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 10. There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter. And the Spurs with some changes. Leonard comes in for Jonathan Simmons, and it's Ginobili in for Green. Tobias Harris is checked in for Detroit. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Stan Van Gundy told the team. He told them not to hold back. He said, I want 100% effort out there. If you can't give it, I'll get you out. No time to rest. Let's get after it. Kevin, he needs everything they've got.
With his first shot attempt, that is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Morris. The Spurs have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Stolen by Jackson. On up the court. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
That's just the big boy muscle of Harris, a real energizer who just fights through contact on the shots.
That's good from Harris. And San Antonio has possession. They've led by as much as 10. Parker kicks to Leonard. Rebound, Andre Drummond.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Well, that's just not wise to take that shot in that situation. He'll think better of it next time around.
And now we've got the intentional foul. Here's Parker. 36 seconds left in the fourth. Double team on Aldridge. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Took the opportunity when he saw it. And the Spurs lead by 8.
Just no let up, guys. They just keep coming at you.
I mean, when they're going straight for the kill, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have that mentality. They want to leave no doubt in anyone's mind as to who the better team is tonight.
Here's Harris. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
Almost got to that shot in time. Just a split second late there. Caught it just barely on its way down. And that whistle got a huge response from this crowd, and it was not a positive one.
Shooting for San Antonio, Tony Parker. Taking 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And Parker just so skilled at marching his way to the stripe. He just has an endless amount of cunning moves that consistently frustrate the opposition.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 8. 20 seconds left in the fourth. .20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Over to the wing. Here's Lure. Good! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. And an intentional foul right there.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
At the line for your Spurs, Manu Ginobili. Taking 2 shots.
that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second. And the second of 2 is good. That increases their lead to 6. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Over in the corner, Caldwell Pope frames it from downtown.
Timeout. Oh, Kev, when the game is on the line, Caldwell Pope stays ready to take the shot. Just a great player to go to in these type of spots.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They're leading by 3. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
Those free throws are the nail in the coffin, guys.
There's the 3. And so it's San Antonio with the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves or their fans, but in the end, everyone's satisfied.
I mean, there were some times that momentum shifted, and especially early on, but let's give this group a lot of credit for that stick-to-itiveness in terms of finishing out and executing that game plan.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Marcus, this was a good win for the team. What was the most important element to the team in a game like this?
Playing with energy. I think guys play with energy. I think guys play with passion tonight, and we just got just win games right now.
Congratulations, LaMarcus. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Chris Webber, this is Kevin Harlan, thanking you for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we send you now over to Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you so much, Kevin. And with this one in the books, we're ready to present our Kawhi Leonard. He really came out of the gates with a nice rhythm, hitting his first 3 shots to get his team going. Let's go to Kenny. What'd you think about his performance?
From an offensive standpoint, he deserves a pat on the back tonight. He helped his team set the tone and the pace early on, gave the defense fits. Can't ask for much more.
There's a very short list of the league's best player, and Kawhi Sugar K. Leonard name should be on it. Defensively, oh yeah, you heard it here first. He's the top guy. And offensively, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. Newsflash, he's right up there too. I'm really happy to see how far he's come. Love watching him dominate a game like this one. Sugar K. Leonard, because his game is sweet.
And thanks for joining us this evening, folks. We've reached the end of our broadcast. For the weeping Shaquille O'Neal and the heartbroken Kenny the Jet Smith.
Wow.
I'm just a real sad Ernie Johnson.
Wow.
Farewell and good night.